Good morning, OGs. This is a very quick update video. Normally these go out on Sundays, but I wanted to wait for the bull market support band to update, simply because the video I want to make you is a reminder. There's a few things I wanted to cover, and I'm going to cover them in my live stream as well, but something I wanted to cover for you guys is, number one, the bull market is not over. We are not even into the year and people are talking about the bull market being over. People are talking about us coming down towards 60 or 70,000. People have turned bearish. There's nothing in the charts that indicates that we should be bearish, and there's nothing to indicate that the bull run is over. Remember, the macro news is this. Over the course of 2025, Donald Trump and his pro-crypto team are going to be inaugurated and take over the running of the government from January the 20th. On the same day, Gary Gensler will step down. We'll have a new head of the SEC. Over the course of 2025, interest rates will come down. New ETFs are going to be approved, probably Solana, probably XRP. We've said all this before. I'm just trying to reassure you that the FUD that you're hearing is to sell the news. It's to sell the clicks. So very quickly, let's have a look at this chart that I have on the screen. This is the daily chart for Bitcoin. The reason I want to show you this is I have updated it now. Very slowly, if I move this down, you will see that the bull market support band here has moved up to about $83,000. You'll also see the range that we entered in November, we are still in. Okay, we are at 92,800. We are not at 65,000. We are not at 70,000. I don't know where the panic has come from in the markets. This is not a time to panic. What is likely to happen is one of two things. Either this range holds and we go sideways like this for a while, and the bull market support band comes up to here, and we wick down, and then we go to the moon, as I said, on Friday. Okay, that is option one. Option two is the PPI, the inflation, the core CPI, everything comes out this week and next. We have a bearish twist. We wick down here to this level, at which point we maybe come back into this range and we stay here for a while. Now, if we look very quickly at what happened last year, we did have a period of time where we didn't really do anything. If you look, we're in a similar, if I get these both on the chart now, we're in a similar type of situation where we're just kind of hanging around, okay, in January. Now look what happened when we got to February. We had liftoff, okay? There is an opportunity now for us to wick around, and then so let's say we do this, and then we do this, okay? That's a possibility. History doesn't repeat, it rhymes. I've said this 1,000 times. I know I sound like a stuck record, but the information doesn't change. The seasonality doesn't change. I've already made a video about the market corrections. I've already told you that there should be a market correction in January and May and September. This is not new news. I'm just reiterating, all of the socials today and yesterday are dead. X, YouTube, Telegram groups, all dead. People talking about the market bleeding out, people talking about it being the end. Maybe this is the end of the bull run. How are we at the end of the bull run in January? It's never happened before. Yes, we had a May top in 2021, and maybe without the pandemic we would have carried on running, but instead we wicked all the way down and then we came back up in November. This year I still think we're going to head for a November all-time high. There's nothing to change my mind. We will look at that again in April. Okay, so this video is basically to say, in a nutshell, 83 to 84,000 is now the weekly bottom. That is where we could go in this next 2 weeks, okay? But if Trump comes in 6 days' time, 7 days' time, the week after is when he starts to make his policy decisions. And that means that he is going to be talking about strategic reserve. He's going to be talking about impact on the economy, lowering the cost of energy. Now, lowering the cost of energy is something else that's going to have a knock-on effect, because it means all of the miners in America, the Bitcoin miners in America, are going to be more profitable. Something that hasn't been mentioned anywhere that I've seen yet. So more profitability from the miners. Lower energy costs is going to mean more profits for every company out there, because they're not going to pass on all of those energy savings to customers. They'll probably skim a bit off top. So that will take a few months to kick in. Again, that takes us towards March and maybe another blow off top. Maybe we do start to go towards the $114,000 target that I have reached. And again, one last thing, if we're going to talk about hopium, and I'm not going to mention this on the stream, but if we did have something similar to this and have a potential for one of these, then this would take us, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but that would take us up there towards, not far off my all-time high, which is 140,000. My target is 150,000. So I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not saying we're forming a bull flag, but we could very well be forming a bull flag, which could come to fruition about the end of February, start of March. What happened at the beginning of last year, February, March time, we had this. I'm not saying, as I said, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but that would be the time we would put one in. Anyway, thank you for being an OG. I'm sorry this is 24 hours late, but I wanted to make it today because the bull market support band resets on a Sunday night. I hope you're all doing well. See you on the live stream. Take care.